This is a fabulous reception. As I was telling Jeremy that when we had Scottie Pippen come in here, it was the biggest reception we've ever had from the press, and it was a tenth of this. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We think Jeremy is going to be a fabulous addition to the team. We welcome him, we like him, and we're ready for, I guess, your questions. Go ahead. Why don't you monitor it, okay?
So Jeremy, describe the feeling coming back into the practice gym now, as a different player with a bigger salary.
I'm just excited to be here, and I think the biggest thing, or the biggest thing that excites me is the fact that I know what this organization is about, and I was in training camp with Coach McHale, and I saw how he operates and what he expects from the team and what he's about. And so to me, that's something that I believe in as well, and it just made sense.
Jeremy, you said that
Jeremy, can you briefly explain, this is almost like a script from a movie scenario. This time 12 months ago you were preparing to play Summer League with us. Now you come back as the conquering king. Just explain what that whole 12-month period has been like for you and your progression as an NBA player.
Well, I'm not really I don't see myself as a conquering king, but it's been an unbelievable ride. Just a lot of things that I didn't expect to happen, and in terms of just the way last season went, and I still have to kind of remind myself that this is all actually happening sometimes, but it's a huge blessing from God, and I can't believe how it all shaped up, and for me to be able to be right here right now, I'm definitely excited and thankful.
You said that Daryl and Rockets management showed you a good time when you came and visited a couple of weeks ago. What did they do to convince you to come back to Houston?
Well, we had a great steak dinner, and they just showed me around, and I knew most of everything, but it was just what they said. Mr. Alexander and his willingness and competitiveness, willingness to win, and the direction that they wanted to head in, and just understanding that this is a young team, and there's a lot of talent, and that we want to continue to build and get better. And it was very clear that they had plans for me and to use me, and they're very apologetic about. Daryl was very apologetic about letting me go, but the biggest thing is I've been here and I know what it's about, and I've seen what Coach McHale is about too.
Jeremy, the relationship you have with Yao Ming, have you spoken to him recently? What did he tell you about this franchise?
Well, I just texted back and forth with him a little bit. It was more congratulatory than anything else. But when things settle down, I'll end up talking to him about different things, with regards to the city of Houston.
Jeremy, how do you go from being a young guy just trying to make a dream happen 12 months ago to eventually becoming now a global marketing piece in the NBA and in contract negotiations?
Well, I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, and a lot of stuff has come so fast, and I'm just trying to make sure every day I wake up and I focus on what needs to be done that day, and I just want to make sure as a person and as a player that I'm consistent in what I believe in, and that's the biggest thing for me is waking up every day trying to glorify God and give my best effort and get better as a person and as a player.
When you began playing for the Knicks, you were relatively unknown with little expectations. When you play again, we get an idea today what kind of scrutiny and spotlight you will have. How do you feel about dealing with that, playing under that kind of attention and expectations compared to last time?
Well, I just want to make sure that I play for God and I play hard, and I can be okay with everything else. And I had dinner with Chandler Parsons last night, and we kind of talked about the team and the guys that are coming in, how they're really they're humble, and just to be able to be on a team that's committed to the team, and it doesn't really matter in terms of outside distractions. I think we're all just focusing on getting better as a team and moving forward.
Jeremy, by all accounts, you really wanted to stay in New York. Just talk about this moment being here now and just ultimately what happened in New York and being here.
Well, coming into free agency, I didn't expect to be anywhere besides New York. But after I came and visited and talked, I wouldn't have signed an offer sheet with Houston if I wasn't excited about the possibility of playing here as well. And so, I'm so thankful to New York and the Knicks for this past year and the way that the fans, rooted for us. And now it's kind of, I'm thankful for what they did for me. And now I'm excited and focused on what I can do to help this organization move forward.
Question for Daryl and Les. What was unique and how did you sell Jeremy on the team, given you had maybe somewhat of a blind roster? You didn't know exactly who was going to be here. How did you sell the organization? What did you tell to him without knowing exactly who he might be playing with?
Well, I sold him on the organization that, obviously, Mr. Alexander, his competitiveness, and if you go over about 20 years he's on the team, we have one of the top 5 records in the league, top 3 defense, multiple championships. Not many organizations can put an organization like that in front of a player, and I'm always proud to sell it, and I'm also always proud to sell our fans and our city. I think it's potentially still underrated on the national scene, but this organization is one that has consistently won and consistently always tried to strive for a championship, and I think that was the main selling point.
Question for Jeremy. Jeremy, mindset. Talk about the mindset that you have to balance the things that you've been facing with, the adversity, the different things in the media. What type of mindset must a young athlete have to endure all the things you do?
I think the biggest thing is to know what I'm playing for and to just stay consistent and not change anything. I've always tried to play for God, and that's all that I'm worried about. And in terms of, from here on forward, it's really just staying focused and understanding that, we have big challenges ahead of us as a team, and, I need to get better. And looking back at last season, there's a lot of areas where I can improve as a player. And so, going into this off season, what I'm focusing on is how I can improve, how I can become better, and how I can help this team.
Jeremy, how is your knee now a couple of months into the offseason, and what's your take on some of the differing reports about how the Knicks felt about you not trying to play in the playoffs, and how did you come to that decision not to try to test it?
My knee is feeling better, and I'm almost at the point where I have all the speed and explosiveness from before, and that's in terms of addressing is similar to what I said in the Sports Illustrated article. It was just I obviously wanted to play, and just understanding from a physical standpoint, not being able to touch the rim is a big sign of where I'm at and different things like that. And just having the vets around me kind of like walk me through it, like, okay, how are you feeling? You can't do this, and just to me mentally, I was like, I'm ready, I'm good, I should go. But it's obviously something that I wanted to do but wasn't able to.
This is for both Daryl and Jeremy. Which is the better school, Harvard or MIT?
Harvard.
MIT.
That's not a fair question. The question should be Northwestern or Harvard.